Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, and today's video is that my TBR mug picks my March reads. So I haven't filmed any of these for a while. We moved house last year and I never got back into it, but I did love doing it, and I have had an amazing start to my 2026 reading year. I read 7 books in the month of January, which is like best ever for me. And then February is not quite over and I am already halfway through my 8th book. So I anticipate either having read 8 or 9 books by the end of February. That being said though, I think I will pick 6 prompts because I don't want to like sort of over pressure myself. Like I say, I've never read this much in each month before, and I don't know how long that one's going to last. I've put the books that I am most anticipated to read, the books I'm most excited to read are on the top shelf, and then there's others further down. If none of them match the prompts, I do have some other bookshelves that I could pull some unread books from, but this is my priority sort of TBR cart for now. But yeah, let's get started. Okay, so a book with a person on the cover, so that should be quite easy to figure out. So what I'll do actually is I will find a couple of books, maybe 2 or 3 books that match the prompt, and then I'll come back and decide between them. Okay, so I narrowed it down to 3. Like I said, the top shelf was my priority, so I took 3 from the top shelf. There was Heated Rivalry, which I would like to read, but it said a person, and this is 2 people. So I thought to help narrow it down to the 3, I'll be very, very a stickler to the prompt. So we've got The Stable Boy of Auschwitz, which has 1 person on the front, and a horse, obviously, but this is about the Holocaust and a concentration camp. Well, obviously Auschwitz. Then we have a book by one of my favourite crime thriller authors, but I must admit that this San Diego Case Files set is not my favourite. Even though she is one of my favourite, it's just not my favourite like group of books of hers, because she has all those different series, like different places, and it's just this particular one is my least favourite. And then we have City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, the Shadowhunters series. I have never read any of these, and I've got the whole set, so I thought that I would maybe try and get the first book onto the TBR for this month. And so yeah, I think this is the one that I'm going to pick. So I think I'm late to the party with this one, but it does say on the back that Clary Frey is seeing things, vampires in Brooklyn and werewolves in Manhattan. Irresistibly drawn to the Shadowhunters, a secret cadre of warriors dedicated to ridding the world of demons, Clary encounters the dark side of New York City and the dangers of forbidden love. So that is going to be pick 1. I'll put these back, and then we will go for another prompt. Continue a series. Oh, okay. I don't even have to pull any. This Wisteria has been on my TBR now, my trolley for, well, since it was released probably, and I haven't got round to it. So there was Belladonna, and then there was Foxglove, and then this is the final one. So just to see out the story, I'm not even going to pick 2. I'm just going to go straight for Wisteria by Adeline Grace. I'm going to go with Wisteria to finish out the Belladonna trilogy, and hopefully I shall enjoy Blythe's story in this one. Okay, prompt number 3. Oh, this one's quite tightly wrapped. a romance. Okay, so top shelf. I am instantly going to Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed. So I know that everybody's going mad for this on Book Talk and BookTube and everything, and that they've got the new show out called Heated Rivalry. But I'm not one to jump into a series from the second book or a set from the second book. So I actually read the first book, which was Game Changer. I actually read Game Changer during the month of February, and I don't think it's related to this, except maybe it's a bit of like a precursor to it, but I just didn't want to spoil anything from the first one by reading this one, so hopefully I shall join the majority of people who are obsessing over this book. Okay, prompt number 4. A free pick. Okay, now if it's a free pick, I tend to wait till the end and then pick it based on what hasn't been selected from a prompt. So I'm going to put this one back down and go for prompt number 5 instead. A book title that starts with the word the. I think I already know what I'm going to go for this one. The Assassin's Blade. So I put the Cassandra Clare book on the top shelf of the TBR because I wanted to start that series. I also want to start the Sarah J. Maas Throne of Glass series. I have read ACOTAR, and back years ago, before I read ACOTAR, I did read the Assassin's Blade and the Throne of Glass, but never continued with the series at the time. So this is going to be a reread, but I have forgotten most of what happened. So I also put the next one on so that I could maybe try and get to that as well if 2 prompts match it. But yeah, I want to get to at least maybe one of these a month from each series, just to work my way through them throughout the year. Okay, so is this the last prompt then? A hardback book. So I could have picked Wisteria for this, but it's too late. So the only other one that I've got on the trolley right now is Sisters Under the Rising Sun by Heather Morris. I love the Tattooist of Auschwitz, Three Sisters, all of those books. I love them. So hopefully this one will be good also. So this one's set in World War II, Indonesia. Nesta and Nora are prisoners of war, held captive by the Japanese army in the most desperate of circumstances. Every day is a battle for survival. The friendships they build with dozens of other women in the camps will give them the hope, strength and sisterhood they need in order to stay alive. So it sounds like this obviously is not set in Auschwitz or any of the like Germany, Poland, etc. concentration camps, but it does sound like this one set in Indonesia is set in a camp, so it might be similar. And you can see from the picture on there that it looks like it might be similar vibes. And I know it's quite a morbid fascination to sort of enjoy reading books like this, but I do think it's important to remember the history so that it's never repeated. But also, I love the sort of selfless, heroic acts of putting yourself in danger to save other people and things that tend to come in these books. The real sort of acts of decent humanity. So it's on there. So then number 6, finally we're up to the last prompt, which was the free pick. And I'm going to go for the Throne of Glass. So obviously I will not read this before the Assassin's Blade. I want to read them in the order on the timeline. But we have got our 6 books for March picked out. There we have it. Or this way. I can't even tell which way to put them. There we go. So that is my TBR for March. Wish me luck, guys.